Christian Gardiner with us, huh?
How you doing, sir?
Doing good. Slipped right in there. Good to see you. What do you think about this change over this season, the new Smith Golden Eagle team? You've got to be liking it. Being the quarterback, got to be feeling good about that, right?
Yes, sir. You know, we came into the season, I wasn't playing quarterback off tops. I was at receiver. About second, third game, I moved to quarterback. I did pretty well, so.
What created the change? All of a sudden that move maybe from receiver to quarterback. How did that change come about?
We had a game situation where the starting quarterback was injured and I had to get in. I was the only one. I was the only replacement.
Had you played that before, maybe at JV or middle school?
Yeah, I played quarterback last year.
So you were back in there last year?
Yes, sir.
Because you guys rotated a little bit last year too, right?
Yes, sir.
I remember you back there. I remember you from the Dudley game last year. Who were you sharing time with at quarterback last year?
Isaac, number 11 from last year.
Gotcha. So good thing about last year's all gone, right? You put that in the back shelf, brand new year, 3-3 start. What do you think? I mean, we talked about the difference in this year from last year. What do you think it is about Coach Kirkpatrick coming in? What has he done to kind of change we talk about the mindset, the culture. What has he done to kind of change all that for Smith?
He's basically really just letting us know that we can do it, we can win. We're not the same old Smith that everybody thinks we are. Like we can pull something off this year.
You know, Smith has been there before. We talked about back in the old days of the Bostic brothers and talked about Coach Brewington when Eric Ebron was there. Smith has had success, starting to taste that success again. How do you handle the victories now? Because last year there were none to be had. I mean, it was all frustration. Everybody, I mean, you get frustrated. Teammates get mad at each other. Nobody seems to like anybody. You get dread going to practice every day. You hate Mondays, especially coming back. But how is it now different? How do you start to kind of get used to being those wins, take that success?
Well, because we're getting these wins, we're starting to have more competition in practice. We're starting to have more fun, you know.
That competition practice is big too, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
Does Coach Kirkpatrick let that defense go full steam at you, or they hold them back a little bit?
Yeah, they really, because I'm the only one, just a little bit. I mean, yeah. I still catch the heat though.
So you're the only QB right now, no real backup unless somebody was pressed into duty.
Yes, sir.
How about tomorrow night? You got big Albert McLean, he's coming at your way. You got big Chris Register, number 6. You've seen their defense. What do you think about that Dudley defense?
Honestly, I already know the task at hand. I'm going to just go out there and do my job and
lead the rest to the rest.
Yes,
are you excited about this one?
Yes, sir.
Highly motivated?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And the fun part will be if you can have some success early. That'll be the key, I'm sure, tomorrow night. With us again, Christian Gardiner, quarterback for the Smith Golden Eagles. Shane's Rib Shack for a Thursday night. And how big is this game? And we talk about big games. You've had 6 games already, 6 non-conference games. How big is this one tomorrow night?
It's pretty big. You know, going into conference, we're playing an undefeated team. We want to get it, and we still know that it's going to be pretty challenging, but I feel that we can step up to the task and deliver early.
And deliver early, and you got to deliver at the other guy's field too. Being on the road, that'll be a little tougher also.
Yes,
what is it like? I mean, I haven't been there on the bus going to Dudley. I usually drive my car in and get there real early before the game, but as a team, you drive into Dudley on their campus. What is it like pulling into that opposing team's facility? That's got to have a certain feel to that too, I think.
Yes, sir. Pulling up, you know, seeing a big crowd, the sound, just pumped. You're just ready to get on the field. And
has it all gone well health-wise for you this year? No bumps, no injuries, no bruises, nothing like that?
You know, not really. About 2 weeks of practice ago, I broke my finger, but nothing big.
Was that on your throwing hand?
No, sir, my other hand.
Non-throwing hand. That doesn't set you back any then?
No, sir, not at all.
Good deal, good deal. Christian Gardiner with us, Smith Golden Eagles, big game against Dudley on Friday night over at Tarpley Stadium. We talk about the Smith and Dudley battle. Anything special you do on game day? What's game day like for you?
Game day, you know, regular day, go to school, you know, behave, get out of school, go get dressed, get tape, eat, pregame meal, team bonded, pregame meal.
How much taping do you have to get done?
I just get my wrist tape.
Is that part with the finger part there? Just...
Yeah, and I get my buddy tape, fingers buddy tape, yeah.
Gotcha. Tying them up for the big game tomorrow night. Smith and Dudley over at Dudley on Friday evening. What's your role on the team? I know you're the quarterback. You take the snaps, you run the offense. Kind of give us an idea what your role, your leadership situation is with this team.
Basically, I'm just here to lead the offense, do what I'm supposed to do, make my passes, make my reads. If I got to run the ball hard, get behind my lead blocks, and get as many yards as I can.
How is your offensive line? Could you give me some of the names of those guys? The guys are, I mean, without those guys, you wouldn't probably be here doing this program tonight without that line. Who are some of those guys?
Well, I got a pretty big offensive line. I got Cameron Clark, as he's coming up next to be interviewed. Chunky, Desmond Sturdivant. Yeah, we call him Chunky.
He's a good one, yeah.
Yes, sir. And I got Darnell, and I got one more, Brian Banger, and I got 2 tight ends that block also. I got Janon Cooper and Kenneth Wilkerson. And they block. They give me enough time in the pocket to.
So you got a double tight end set then.
Yes, they switch in and out the tight ends.
That gives you a little extra protection too, I'm sure.
Yes,
there.
Sir.
Are you able to hit that tight end with a pass occasion? We had a kid in here last week. He was checking in with us last Friday night. He was out of Southern Guilford, and they played last Friday. We were here last Thursday with those guys. I think he said he'd had one pass on him all season long. Do you go to those tight ends on occasion?
Occasionally, I haven't went to one yet because the way our playbook is set up, they don't get many routes, But the routes they do, where they do run a route, I'm definitely looking at them.
Who's your primary targets, guys we can look for tomorrow night watching the game? Who do you like to get the ball to?
I'm going to spread it around the field. I'm going to look for everybody.
Do you feel like, from myself and watching for the game tomorrow, do you think Smith is more of a running team or a passing team? And does that matter to you either way?
No, we just get the job done. We got to get the job done. Whatever it takes, run it, pass it.
Who's your top running back this year?
Pretty sure our top running back is Rashad Morgan. He's leading the team with rushing yards. And we also have one right behind him, Tommy Pearson. He got a few touchdowns.
So watch out for Mr. Morgan, Mr. Pearson then.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Got us with, again, Christian Gardiner, quarterback for the Smith Golden Eagles, playing Dudley tomorrow night, Tarpley Stadium. Do you know any of those Dudley players? Got any friends over there?
I really know the whole team. I went to Dudley my freshman year.
Gotcha. That seems to happen occasionally. We've had a couple of guys that were over, even my man, Mr. Pratt. Remember Mr. Pratt?
Yeah, Kalen Pratt.
Kalen Pratt, he was a left-handed quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Remember Kalen Real? He was at Dudley one year.
Yeah.
Then he went to one of the academies, tried to go to the football academy, I think, and then he came back and ended up over at Smith. But like I say, I remember Kalen Pratt real well.
Yeah.
Solid little quarterback. But it all comes back to one thing. You got good direction now, got good coaching, and keeping you guys in order. Who's your position coach?
I started off the season with Coach Austin. He taught me a lot. My reads, my drop backs, and he's also the head coach of the JV team. So
Okay.
when the season started, I really was just working with Coach KP every day.
Sure. You can't ask for much more than that. A former Page quarterback, former junior college quarterback at Mississippi, former quarterback for Livingston, and also the success he had at Dudley. If he says he's going to be your coach, your position leader, you fall right in line with him.
Yes, sir.
What are some things he teaches? He teaches you to throw the long ball, the short ball, strong arm, smooth arm?
He really don't stress the long ball. He just wants me to make my right reads and throw it to the right person.
Yeah, that's a good thing, a good call. Make the right reads, you got a better chance of being successful.
Yes, sir.
Because I watch these middle school games. I talk about it every Thursday night. I go to the middle school games, watch all those on Wednesdays. The middle school quarterbacks, they've got strong arms. They set up, plant their feet, and just throw that spiral down the field about 40 or 50 yards, hoping that receiver gets underneath it.
Yeah.
You see that every week. You probably had success middle school level.
Yes, sir.
Who'd you play for?
I played for Allen Middle School.
Good days back then?
Yes, sir.
I know sometimes Allen's been up, sometimes they've been down, but probably up when you were there.
Yes, sir.
Christian Gardiner again with us, and we talked about going to Dudley for the big game tomorrow. Is it fun when you go over to Dudley? Is that a fun environment to be in? All that excitement, all that noise, all those fans?
Pretty sure. The main thing is to have fun, go out there.
Yeah. You want to leave feeling good about yourself, feel good about your team.
Yes, sir.
Win, lose, or draw, because we talked about it. If Dudley and you play tomorrow night, if you go in there for some unforeseen reason, we feel like you guys got a very good chance to win. But say if you didn't win that game, you still want to come away from there having accomplished something, having a good game.
Yes, sir, but even if we're still going to work harder the next week in practice, we got another undefeated team coming up next week, Southeast Guilford.
Going to be busy.
Yes, sir.
Getting that Metro 4, there's only like 6 weeks of the regular season left, I believe. This is it. Crunch time is here. Who's your favorite college team?
My favorite college team, I have to be Oregon. I like the way They got the speed offense going.
That's an
fast-paced offense.
Oh man, wide open offense. And I watched this game last Saturday night, Ohio State Northwestern. That was a wild game.
Yes, sir.
I mean, Ohio State must be on TV every other week, but I've seen them quite a bit. I mean, some of those games. Did you watch? I mean, we're talking about games. I watched the TV. Did you catch that Georgia-Tennessee game?
A little bit of it.
That was a wild game. I mean, gosh, Georgia wins that thing in overtime. Tennessee almost had the game wrapped up. But I mean, you can learn a lot watching those games on TV.
Yes, sir.
Watching the other quarterbacks, see how those guys play.
Yeah.
A lot to be learned. If you can see two college teams play, we asked Desmond about this too. If you could see two college teams play on Saturday, what'd be your dream matchup?
My dream matchup would probably be Texas A&M. You know, Johnny Manziel.
Mm-hmm.
That's my idol. That's who I.
That's the man. Yeah.
That's the man.
Who would they play?
Carolina. That'll be.
Oh, play the Tar Heels then.
Yeah.
Wow. I see one matchup. To go back to TV games, I did see that game earlier this year between Texas A&M and Alabama. 49-42. That was a wild game.
Yeah.
Did you catch any of that one?
Yes, sir.
Boy, Johnny Manziel.
I always got to see my.
He brought the troops back in that game. He sure did. Do you think he's got a chance to win the Heisman again this year?
Yes, sir. Well, yes, sir. I believe he can.
First part of the year, he was kind of on thin ice because of all the off-season stuff, signing the ball cards and stuff like that. But it seems like he's kind of got himself right back in the right spot.
Yes, sir.
As opposed to, again, we talked about earlier tonight, Jadeveon Clowney down in South Carolina. Things are kind of up in the air down there right now, but I hope it works out the best for him, too. How about if you could have a professional football player sign an autographed football for you, who would you get one from?
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. Still like Cam? Cam's had some troubles, so sticking with him.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the Panthers. Either way it goes.
It's been tough. It's been crazy. It's been tough. That game, the first game of the season, 12-7, lose to Seattle, then get beat by 1 point against Buffalo, then the big win against the Giants. Yeah. And then last week, got to Arizona, and for some reason they laid an egg. They're up 6-3 at halftime. Right now, I mean, we got to get Cam Newton going. I think right now it is the offense. Yeah. I think the defense is hanging in. They got to get some more offense going with the Panthers. How about these guys? Armonte Edwards, heard of him?
Yeah, I actually went to Panthers opening day.
Yeah.
And I met all those guys.
Was that like the fan day they had?
Yeah, the Fan Fest.
Fan Fest, yeah. That was at the stadium on a Saturday afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Check that out. How was that?
It was pretty fun. I got to meet a lot of players. I got a lot of autographs.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Did you get to see Cam Newton?
Yes, sir.
Good stuff. And saw Armonte Edwards then?
Yes, sir. I actually got a picture.
Got a picture with him?
Yes, sir.
Good one to keep because since he's no longer with the team, but again, he was with those guys. I heard this week 3.5 years, or 3 years and 4 games. Count it that, 3 years, 4 games. But he's still got that retirement deal going.
Oh, yes, sir.
That just proves if you were the team long enough and stick with it, like Coach Kirkpatrick's doing, stick with something long enough, got a good chance to reap some benefits down the road.
Yes, sir.
How about, we talk about Edwards, what about David Amerson? Know much about David?
David Amerson. I'm not familiar with the name.
He's the kid was over at Dudley. Remember the defensive back, went to NC State, and then now with the Redskins. That's Amerson.
I know. I'm not familiar.
What about Keenan Allen? Heard of Keenan?
Yes, sir. I know Keenan Allen very well. And when I was young, I used to be over their house every day.
Really?
Throwing the football.
With Keenan and Zach? Man, that's some good atmosphere right there. That's some good football guys to be around. Woo! So you guys are bumping the heads and shoulders, rolling around, throwing the football as kids. Could Zach throw it a long way to you back then?
Oh, yeah.
That's good. That's good football family right there. Very good football family. So we know about Keenan, know a little bit about David, know a little bit about Armonte Edwards. What about Eric Ebron? Keep up with Eric?
Here and there, I actually played with Eric 2010. They had the most competition in their practice.
I bet.
That's how I'm really trying to get our practices to be because their practices look so fun and they were winning.
Oh yeah, and everybody came in every day ready to take.
Yeah, just ready to.
Not necessarily try to take somebody out because you don't want to kill your own teammates, but try to do what you can to get better.
Yeah, have fun.
Because that year they were going like 11 and what did they go 10-0, then lost that last game regular season to Southern Alamance of all people.
Yes, yeah.
You guys got to be careful. This is a tough conference.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's the main thing. Like what happened was they went in. They knew Southern Alamance weren't that good. They weren't focused.
Right.
So we're going in this week, going at our hardest because teams looking at us as an underdog. And,
you want to sneak up on these guys however you can, and plus also not necessarily sneak up, but also prove to these guys you're a valid team. You're valid.
Oh, yes, sir.
There's a lot of credibility with you now. But you think about this conference. You got yourself. You got Dudley, which is going to be very tough. You got Page, going to be tough. The Southeast, just mentioned him coming soon. Plus Southern Alamance is. I tell you, you don't take take them lightly anymore.
No, sir.
Solid team. We got that Jonathan Lloyd kid. We know he's a very good ball player. Let's see. If you could change anything about Smith's practice, would you change anything? Any drills you would eliminate, or maybe some drills you might add?
Really, I feel that everything we do in practice for a reason, and those reasons are good reasons.
Well, that's a good point, because I've heard so many people talk about this from a sports standpoint. Coaches just don't put stuff in to be putting it in, just for the heck of it, because they're not wasting their time. They're not going to waste your time either. And they say the same thing about the college athlete, professional athlete. The coaches, even though the team is losing, like the Panthers are losing, Coach Ron Rivera is not going to put something in his practice or put a player in a game just to be doing it. It's a reason behind everything. Who's your favorite teacher, and who would be the best ever teacher at Smith?
I actually go to the academy.
Who's the best teacher at the academy?
At the academy, I would probably have to say my personal favorite teacher. I know a lot of people are probably going to get mad, but I would probably have to say Mr. Hensley.
Who's it again?
Mr. Hensley.
Mr. Hensel?
Yeah, Mr. Hensley.
Hensley?
Yes, sir.
What does he teach?
Actually in his class for advanced CTE.
You got some tough classes at Academy, boy. I tell you what, you guys have a pretty tough curriculum over there.
Yes, sir.
Getting the guys ready at Smith, getting ready for Dudley tomorrow night?
Yes, sir.
Why should Coach Antonio Kirkpatrick, we're asking the guys a question, why should he be the coach of the year?
Because, he came in the program, turned things around. He put in our head that we could win. We're not the same old Smith,
And you feel for sure that's the true story then, that's right.
Yes, sir.
And you can't, the way you want to see tomorrow night's game, we love to watch the game. We want to see a close game, Dudley and Smith. Don't want to see Dudley get a hold of this game and try to run you guys out of town. Don't want to see anything like that. And, man, if you guys would win a close game, I think that would, be honest with you, I think it'd help the whole Metro 4A conference. Make everything more competitive, more on a level basis. Smith Golden Eagles, James Ribs, Shack for a Thursday night. Christian Gardiner, good job on your part.
Nice
Look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. What number are you wearing now?
I'm actually 14.
14?
Yes, sir.
Isn't that Armani's old number?
Yes, sir.
I thought it was. I'm just thinking about Armani Edwards. We got him on the brain tonight. Thank you, Christian. Solid job. Good luck tomorrow night. Yep. If you could get some, I still think you could play pro quarterback for somebody. Out of the back of my head. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll find out down the road. Good luck to you.
You too.
Christian Gardiner with us, James Ribs, Shack for a